Is it worth getting a lawyer for a first DUI? Yes, you absolutely need a lawyer for your first DUI offense. Why? Well, it's a great question. Number one, you have an absolute right to represent yourself in court. That's guaranteed by the 6th Amendment to the United States Constitution. So you can absolutely represent yourself. But I'm going to tell you a little secret that Chris Rock said in one of his comedy albums. Just because you can do it doesn't mean it's to be done. You can drive a car with your feet. Does not mean it's a good idea. Here's why. Number one, your driver's license is going to be forever affected. A DUI is called a major offense by the Bureau of Motor Vehicles in Indiana, and it's going to follow you around for the rest of your life. And so sometimes people plead guilty to DUI and they do it themselves, or they get a bad attorney and they don't understand the consequences of that. Oh, you had 9 tickets 8 years ago but have been clean since, and you plead guilty to a DUI? Uh-oh, now you're 5-year habitual traffic violator. You can't drive for 5 years. You had some other major offenses involving your vehicle and you plead guilty to DUI? Okay, now you get a 10-year suspension. There's all sorts of driver's license issues with a DUI. Now that's just long term. The second reason is when you get arrested for a DUI, your driver's license is going to be immediately affected. If you blow .08, or in some counties, they don't even care if you blow .08, just getting arrested, they're going to take your driver's license from you. If you are convicted of a DUI, there's going to be a license suspension that's associated with the conviction. And so how long will these suspensions be? It's going to depend on your negotiation ability. You need to have an attorney fighting for you to get you the smallest amount of license suspension possible. We live in Indiana, and while some cities and towns have transportation, most don't. How are you going to get around in Indiana if you can't drive legally? Well, you're probably going to drive, and all of a sudden you're going to get caught. And all of a sudden you're going to be in this really weird spot where you have a DUI and you get caught for driving while license suspended as a misdemeanor, or keep getting caught and you're going to have a 10-year suspension before you know it. You can't ignore the horrific license implications of a DUI arrest. Number 3, some folks say, well, Mark, I'm guilty. I know I'm guilty. Why spend the money on a lawyer for this? Because you need to negotiate what's going to happen to you. Not only your driver's license, but probation, jail time. Everything is up in the air with a DUI charge, as with most criminal charges. You need to have somebody advocating for you, but also explaining to you, holding your hand, leading you down this path. You know, if you got a family, a job, you can't just leave things at the chance. Oh, hopefully it all turns out for the best. You got people depending on you. You got to take it serious, and hiring an attorney shows you're taking it serious. The 4th reason, the penalties for DUI can actually be more strict than you might think. Oh, it's just my first time. They're not going to throw me in jail. Well, most counties they're not going to. Most judges, they won't throw you in jail for your first time offense. That's not true across the board. There's counties in Indiana, you get a DUI first time, you have to go to jail. There's counties in Indiana, you have minor offender bender, they want jail time. There's all sorts of just penalties just out there waiting for an unsuspecting person. You need to have someone guide you through that. The 5th and final reason is look at not hiring an attorney through the judge's perspective. If you're a judge, you're likely a judge because you want to be a judge. You don't just fall into a judgeship. You want to be a judge. So you worked as an attorney, you worked your whole life to get to this point where you're a judge. And then somebody walks in and says, hey, I know you did all this hard work and education, but I think I can take care of it I'll be okay on my own. I don't need someone to help me. Now, look at the prosecutor's position. Now, even if the prosecutor doesn't want to be a prosecutor the rest of their life, they take great pride and satisfaction in the job they're doing. I know, because I took great pride and satisfaction in my job when I was a prosecutor. And then you have someone saying, I don't need an attorney, I can figure this out on my own. It's disrespectful. Now, no judge or prosecutor is ever going to say, well, I was disrespected by a pro se litigant, because number one, that's not how judges and prosecutors are. But I will tell you, everyone will agree, having a pro se person come in there without an attorney creates more work for everyone. Court staff, clerks, judges, prosecutor's office. It creates chaos. And if you think that chaos isn't going to get transferred to you, well, you got another thing coming. The bottom line is, you need an attorney whenever you're facing criminal charges, but even more so when you're facing a DUI, even if it's your first DUI offense. If you have any questions, give me a call. 317-632-3642. Remember, most importantly, always plead the fifth.